Welcome to the open book. The open book today, we get to open up. We open up the book rather on a very interesting subject. Something that has been trending all over social media lately. That is blackfishing. What is blackfishing? I don't know. That's the question that we are asking. I mean, it's a term that we all just came across. I actually thought it was fishing for black fishes.
Blackfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually thought it was a spin on catfishing. I thought it was a spin on that. But yeah, I kind of lean to the fishing thing as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is actually a spin on catfishing, kind of going through to it.
Yeah.
But hey, my name is Pops, and I'm back reunited with my friend, my friendship, Lexi P.
Yes, my super C, my everything. Yes.
You're starting one super C, you're
No.
taking out secrets
Okay,
here.
okay,
bedroom
okay. It's
business.
just my super C. That's for him and I to know and for you to
Got over
find
it.
out.
I got over it. In any case, man, this young lady we do know, she's like an activist for all things woman and woman power. Hey, woman power. That's her. And our guest today is an entrepreneur, a makeup artist. She's gonna teach me how to contour just now.
Yeah. Yes. It's needed. It's
But
needed.
but she is definitely really just a force to be reckoned with. When it does come to the whole beauty industry and all of that. It helps that she's also just as beautiful, and I guess that is why everybody else runs and wants to be as beautiful as her. Who are we talking about? We're talking about Masego.
Hello.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Uh,
First, I want
that-
to hear about the private joke before we carry on. Super C, what? I can't
Mamela.
be a guest and then you must let me in.
We will. We
Agroban.
will.
Later.
Agroban.
Later. Later. Promise.
That's what
Promise.
it is. But Masego is, I mean, hey, Masego Kunupi, guys. Follow her on social media. She's like all over there. If you don't know who Masego is, kidding. Friend, but this is the first, you and I. Like after all these, this is the
Why?
first.
Why?
Because you're always busy, dude. You're busy running a business. You're busy teaching women how to look beautiful. You're busy, and it's a good busy. And I guess it's you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love working with women. So I
Ooh.
can wake up
Ooh.
anytime.
Ooh. I felt that one.
Anyway,
But
The exception to the rule.
this is what it is. But blackfishing, guys. Blackfishing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this term, and as I say, it's a spin actually on catfishing. Which is being who you are not, pretending to be something else. And you actually do get caught out for it. I want to ask this. I mean, what is blackfishing? Could blackfishing not come off actually as cultural appreciation or appropriation? I mean, that's the buzzword lately with us. When it comes to South African politics. What is it? Expropriation and appropriation and all of that. Yeah, expropriation rather. But couldn't blackfishing just be seen as appreciation as opposed to appropriation?
Woo, child. Like
What?
it's really having to draw myself towards myself.
Sure.
Now, for those of you who might not know, blackfishing, like Pops has just said, it's basically just the pretense of you being somebody who you are not and taking something from a different culture that is not your own and using it for your monetary gain, right? So that is what blackfishing is. Now, it has been a thread on social media, on Twitter specifically, where we've been seeing a lot of white Instagram models and social media models coming through, showing off, a darker shade of themselves, kinkier hair, cornrows, and all of that kind of thing, having curves and all of that, where we know it's not kind of really who they are, but they led us to believe that is who
Yeah.
they are, right? And so we've been seeing this thread, happening out since last year, 2017, and it's just come back into full with one Instagram influencer in particular, Emma Hallberg, taking the flack for everybody else who has been doing it, but she's the only one, like, saying, hey, okay, like, okay, guys. So she has come out and she said, I am not black, I am white, but people are like, why didn't you speak out before then? You have us black girls believing that you are black, so we're thinking that's the depiction of what beauty is. So when I try out the hair products that you're using and my hair doesn't get to that kink or to that curl pattern, I'm like, I don't trust the product, but it's because of your selling. And so she's just basically been taking, the flack, and it's a whole host of influencers on social media, all the way from Europe, all the way to America. And for me, my only problem with it is because media's coining this now as the modern day version of blackface. And I
Yeah.
Because the history of blackface is nothing compared to what blackfishing is all about. Blackfishing is just pretending to be somebody
Yeah.
that you are not. But blackface dates back all the way to 1828, right? Where there was this comedian named Thomas Dortmouth Daddy Rice. Comedian who traveled all over Britain performing the song called Jump Jim Crow. And, you know, it started this movement of segregation. And for me, I have a problem with you saying that blackfishing is that because it's not segregation, it's you just appropriating something that is not your own and making it your own and selling it as if it is your own. I don't know what's your thoughts on this one.
I agree with you completely because one thing is they make monetary gain from this, from a lie. That's where now you start thinking about the ethics behind it.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like people don't understand what it's like to be black, the struggles of being black, and for a white girl to come and say, like you're saying, they're selling products, they work on their hair, but then for somebody who's trying to buy the product, it doesn't work the same as it would work on her hair. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
it's so bad. I think I feel strongly about it because I've been catfished a lot of times. You know, so when you are on the receiving end of that, it's not as nice because people think they're chatting to me. People think they're paying for my services. People think, and they're not doing that. They're speaking to somebody who's pretending to be me. There are men who think they are chatting to me via Facebook or whatever, and it's bad for my reputation. You know, so it is sort of a spin off of that. So it makes me so angry for
Yeah.
people to pretend they are who they aren't. You know, it's for me. I'm not on the fence. I was on the fence about it. Honestly, when I heard, I was like, "Oh, people like being black. That's a cool thing." But if you sit and you think about it, no.
Masako, hold on. Let's look at the beauty industry.
Yeah.
One of the things that you do so perfectly and so well is to put makeup on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
transform.
The whole transformation thing. You
Movement, yeah.
you teach women how to transform from this to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's makeup for different occasions.
Yeah.
There's makeup for all those different occasions and everything else. And you teach women how to apply makeup and apply it very well. That's a transformation.
Yeah.
That is that.
Yeah.
So blackfishing is kind of like the same thing where a white
No.
woman is putting on makeup.
That's cross culture.
No, but still.
Makeup is enhancing my nose, enhancing my eyes. I do it to make my eyes look more awake.
Okay,
you know?
contouring. Just before
Contouring.
this, we were laughing about contouring, and
Let's
I was saying,
explain what it is.
and I was saying that I want you to teach me how to contour. You were like, no, but there's nothing wrong with your nose. And I'm like, no, but I want a more, slimmer, narrow nose.
Yes.
That is generally for white people. So white people have those narrow nose and everything else. Black people have been doing that for years, going for plastic surgery and everything else. And hello, don't.
Did you just throw in surgery?
Yeah, people have been going for surgery to make their noses look all slimmer and everything else. We know of them.
A slimmer nose is a slimmer nose necessarily a white person's thing? Is it us trying
But
to
they're
be
trying
white?
to look white.
I don't know. When we do highlighting and contouring,
Yeah.
I like to say I'm enhancing somebody's features. I'm not necessarily transforming them, and crossing cultures. It's something else. A nose compared to me taking a dark girl and putting on white foundation to make her look white, that would be transforming them into a white person. But enhancing her in the shade that she is. Shade is very important. We put the shade that you are, the black shade, we keep you in your shade, in your culture.
Mara, is that not
We are not lying and we are not making money from a thinner nose. Somebody, no one
Wow.
is paying you. They get a lot of money. Let me tell you, if you work as an influencer on social media, which
Yeah.
I do, I get paid by a lot of brands
Sure.
to advertise them, to say this product is amazing, blah, blah, blah. So now these girls are getting the same kind of money working with brands. They send them things and they say if I post 3 posts for you, it's about 7,000 Rand depending on how many
Sure.
followers you have and so on. I think it's about 1,000 Rand per 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
So they make money from it.
Mhm.
And are they even using the products? You can edit your videos. Are they using the products? Are you not lying to people and saying this thing is working for my hair?
Mara, it's the production, or rather, the advertisers that are coming to me and saying, "Yo, pops or
They think you're
Masejo,
black.
No, but they'll come to you and Masako, please sell this product for us because we love your personality. We love who you are, and
Who you are.
and you have the followers. So therefore, Masako sitting on 200,000 Instagram followers.
But Maseko's
Then
really
that
black.
means
She's not pretending to be black.
yeah, but Masako, 200,000 people that follow you are gonna get to see our product. So therefore, say you use this product and we will pay you to say you use our product because it says then 200,000 people will possibly just jump and come and buy our product. So how does that become your fault because somebody came to you?
Okay, so now that's where my problem is. Yes, we're looking at the following, we're looking at the numbers and all of that. However, that is an opportunity taken away from an actual black
girl.
YouTuber, vlogger.
Thank
and
you.
now she does not have that opportunity within the market to influence the way that a black girl can and should. But now we're having a white girl, like I was saying earlier on. So now we all know that natural hair is a thing. It's a buzz thing
Yeah.
right now. So now if you're saying to me that you've got to use Auntie Jackie's and she's doing it on her hair, and so she's using it, and okay, her curl pattern is amazing. Yeah, I come with my 4C type hair, and I try Auntie Jackie's, and my curl pattern is just
It
not.
doesn't.
It doesn't do the same thing as it did with Emma's. Then I'm gonna be like, okay, so Auntie Jackie is wrong. So that's an opportunity that you are taking away from a black girl who's trying to do the exact same thing as this white girl, who can be making money, can be making her coin, her paper, being a white girl. Like, why do you have to come
But
into our market and try to sell products to us that's meant for us and that we should be selling? Like, I don't get that, and that's I think
Yeah.
I
why
never
we're
will.
getting- like that's why we're getting so mad about it.
But isn't it then that Auntie Jackie's is not for you? And it's the same as you, Masako. I mean, you for you to get to this is the makeup brand and the shades and everything else that work for you.
Yeah.
You had to go through all of that. You had to go through all of that. I mean, hey, 10 plus years that you've been doing this, you had to go through all of that to know that this works for Masako. Now, this having worked for Masako, it won't necessarily work for Lexi. It won't work for me and my dark skin. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you had to kind of spend time and go through all of those things. So if I give you a product right now and I say to you, Masako, advertise this, makeup product. Oh, okay, sure, pops. Sharp, I know you, whatever it is. Okay, let's do this whole thing. I'm gonna get paid on whatever it is. Can we really, really, truly, and honestly come down on you for taking the job on and putting bread on the table? Because that's how I see it. For me, it's just putting bread on the table.
Well, let me just clarify it. I don't work with every brand that approaches me.
Yeah.
I don't work with every single brand. I have to, one, believe in the brand, because some brands don't do what they say they're going to do. So I will give you time. I will try your product. Should I feel like it works or it does what you say it does,
Yeah.
then I will sell it to my people. Also, remember, I have a relationship with the people that I'm speaking to. So I don't want to be termed a liar and advertising everything. Every time somebody drops me a lipstick, I'm showing it to everybody. I can't associate with everybody.
Yeah.
So if I believe in your brand, I will work with. I do turn people down, honestly. I do say no, even if they offer me money. I have to believe in the brand because I'm authentic. That's why I have a problem with blackfishing. There's nothing authentic about it.
Then let's then go to spray tanning. I mean, we know there are spray or rather tanning salons and all those kind of things and everything else. Similarly, I want to bring in bleaching, skin bleaching, right? There's skin bleaching products and everything else, the world over, right? Which darker skinned people are using, which black women are using, right?
To look lighter.
To look lighter.
Yeah.
Now, you got white people on the side that are trying to look darker, right? Either the natural way or using spray tanning, using the what are those called? Those things, those beds.
Saunas.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those tanning beds and whatever it is. So they'll go to those, pay thousands of rands, lie under that whole thing for an hour or whatever it may be, and come out looking darker. It's for me. It's the same thing. You know what I mean? You are dark. You're trying to look light. You are light. You're trying to look. But we seem to have a problem now that it's white people that are doing it.
Perhaps I think the issue here is it's not just what's happening on the surface.
Okay.
It's a psychological thing. When you take on a darker shade of foundation that is really not you. That speaks of me as a black woman in South Africa. Have I truly dealt with my oppression? Have I dealt with being turned down when I'm going for job offers, or trying to go onto YouTube and trying to get my following going, but because my skin is too dark or I'm too light for a black girl, and now that's an issue, right? So it's not just about what's happening on the surface. It's not about your hair and all. It's the psychological thing. And the thing that is really upsetting is that we're turning this thing into, you can be black for a day and you can walk away. But I've got to be black all my life. I have to struggle every single day with whatever it is in my life to get ahead. Number one, already I'm a woman, I'm struggling, man. I'm fighting my battle, okay? And I'm a black woman in South Africa. So that is more pressure on me. And now you are taking that. You're saying, I see you black girls. Like, you guys are beautiful too, but I can get rid of that if I want to. And that's the problem, is that we stuck on the surface issue. And I don't think that's the fight for the black woman. That's not it. It's saying appreciate my struggle. Don't think that you can have everything, that a black girl gets. Oh, she gets, all the attention when she walks into a club. No, it's not all about that. With that attention comes a lot of other things that we don't want.
Yeah.
So don't think that it's okay to take on a black look and the
For a
following morning,
minute,
for a minute, and the following morning you okay with being white again. No, I've got to be black all my life. You black for a day, hello? Can we stop that?
Yeah.
The putting on of wigs, the putting on of weaves, dyeing your hair, straightening your hair, and all of that, could that also not now translate to being the same thing where white people up and some, hey, you don't know the struggles really that I go through in terms of
What,
my hair.
growing hair?
Okay. wait. I get it. I
That's just where
understand
I'm
what
trying
you're
to-
saying.
I'm trying to go,
Yeah.
that whole thing of, but your hair is all naturally curly and all those, and it's naturally coarse and everything else. All I have is this straight hair. All I have is this blonde hair.
Okay, cool.
You get to put on the blonde wig and take it off at night.
Uh-huh.
So
But I
could
get
it not be the same thing that you get to put on the face and then take it off at night
get
when
it
you're
all
done with
up.
being black?
Listen, so fine. I put on my weave, I put on my wig, I put on, whatever it is that's European and that's considered white and Caucasian. I can do that. But why do I do that? Why do I do it? That's because I've been told I'm not good enough all my life.
It's going back to the psychological thing that you've been talking about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, corporate does not accept the kink in your hair. Like, as much as we are now, natural hair girl, like, we've got all the hashtags for days.
Yeah.
But when you go into corporate, they're not this.
Even in school, we had issues with hair.
I
We
mean,
were told how to tie it. I used to think there was something wrong with my hair, honestly. Because if I go to school, our grandmothers used to plait our hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Benny and Betty.
yes.
If your hair was not done like that and you just had it in an afro,
Yeah.
because that's how your hair is, you are called to the principal's office. Why did you not do your hair? Your parents are called. So I, for a long time, thought there was something wrong with my hair, honestly. So it's, again, the psychology behind it. And you thought straighter hair, growing up, I thought straighter hair is always better.
Yes.
Because the girls with straight hair never got into trouble, but I got into trouble because I have like naturally really, really thick hair. If I relax it a week later, the growth is out. It's
Yeah.
a big afro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I also grew up, again, because of white people. I went to a white school. They found a problem with our hair, and that's just what my hair looked like.
And what that is, perhaps, is that, for so many years we've been hearing that we don't fit the mold. We're not good enough. So what has black people done? We've assimilated. So it's cultural assimilation. So now it's not a point of appropriation or appreciation of the white man. No, it's not that. It's I had to fit in to be heard. If I didn't speak a certain way, if my dialect wasn't, on proper form,
Yeah.
I would not be heard. If my hair wasn't straight enough, and I had to dumb down my blackness.
Yeah.
I had to take away who I was at the root. And I lost that along the way. And there's a lot of us that when you ask us now, do you own your blackness? Are you proud to be black? Some of us will be ashamed. We'll say it in the circles of our friends who are black. But the minute you are in corporate, the minute you are with your white friends or you put into a different setting, your aura changes. I mean, just looking at a recent movie that came out, The Hate That You Give, was common in there. The young starring lady, excuse the pun, goes by the name of Star. So she grows up in the hood. She is Star, right? So she listens to Tupac and all of that. She eats, mac and cheese and grits and all of that. But when she goes to school, it's no longer Tupac. She no longer can wear her J. She no longer can have her hair down that's in braids. So now it's got to be tied up in a neat bun. I mean, we were having conversation just not so long ago about ballet. You know, how young girls who have kinky hair are now doing ballet, but they are told to have their hair a certain way. Now we had to assimilate. We had to become part of a different world for a very long time. And now for you to say that, oh no, but you guys are pointing a finger, but do you understand why we had to do those things? You guys are doing it from a point of you caused this oppression.
Yeah.
And you walked away.
Absolutely.
You caused this oppression, and so now you expect me just to be okay with you coming and trying to own my blackness, of which I'm trying to fight to get back to.
Yeah.
I've lost myself along the way. I'm trying to fight that. And now you come and you show me what black could be like, but I'm not accepted that way. So how is it possible that a white girl who pretends to be black is accepted, but I'm a black girl, I'm
not accepted.
genuinely black, and nobody sees or hears me? Not even my own black brother sees or hears me. I'm just saying, like, for real, can we be real on this one? Like, legit, like, be real.
Spit to the fire. Yes.
Beauty standards.
Yeah.
Who sets them? Who sits there and says, I mean, if you look at some of the stuff that you're doing, the shades and all of those things. I was looking at you the other day. You was showing women how to put on eyelashes and everything else. Those things. Who sets those beauty standards and says, thick eyebrows is in, longer lashes, lighter skin, light is in, light is bright. Who sits and sets those standards that you feel pressured as a black woman to conform to?
Okay. I think media, number one. Media.
We must always get the blame.
No, it's obvious. Like, even when people started, you mentioned bleaching.
Yeah.
Right? It's because the media was putting out the lighter skinned girl on TV. The girl that was doing the Pond's ad, she's light. The Johnson's girl, she's light. The hair girl, you always saw a lighter girl on TV, and you thought, lighter must be better. You know, so media plays a huge role in what we think today. And as South Africans, I feel like the rest of the world influences us because we're quite a bit behind the rest of the world. So we're looking at what are they doing in the US. I think we're about 6 years behind in terms of beauty and the trends, and social media has made it like we're a bit on par, because we do follow them, but we are slightly behind because of production and so on. But media and international countries, I feel like we follow them a lot. But media, I'm sorry, they play a huge role. But in their defense, if you open a magazine now, like, your Drum magazine, your True Love, they are now having the dark girls on. It's changed in recent times.
Yeah.
You see natural hair. This week they feature a girl who's got if they do a makeover, for instance, they'll have a girl who's getting a weave, and then next week a girl that's got like a dry curl, her own natural hair. So now I think, the media is fighting to say, no, everyone is beautiful, including the dark girl with natural hair.
But even so, though, Masiho, I still find that statements get thrown around within media and even just in our general circles, where we'll comment on a girl and we'll say, oh, she's so beautiful for a dark-skinned girl. Oh, she's so pretty for a curvy girl.
Yeah.
Like, so what do you mean by that? And I think that is the problem, that we still have all of these, notions on what beauty is, and it's still not our very own. It's still not defined.
Yeah.
When Rihanna was twerking, calling it twerk, but we've been doing it for years, man. And so now we're catching on, and now it's okay, and now it's becoming trendy. And I think it's just the essence of having to come back to self, having to come back to who we are, as a black nation, and owning our truth and not looking outside of why did we have to wait for Beyonce and Solange to make print, fashionable? Why did we have to wait for that? Why did we have to wait on the clear for us to be told, guys, you guys know this thing is this is gold. What you have is gold. And I think that is the problem, is that we're looking too much outside when we have the resources within. And that is the problem for me. And even so with women, we can sit here, talk about, the opposite end of the coin, but it has me sit and think, as much as I can see, Emma Wahlberg, on social media, putting on a darker foundation. But what am I doing as well to perpetuate that what she's doing is okay? Because I'm sending a message as well. Silence is co-sign on anything in life. So if you're going to sit here as a black girl and not use your voice and feel defeated by, oh, I'm trying to do YouTube, but I don't have a following because, I'm too dark, or my hair's too kinky, or I don't have the right products and nobody's hearing me. But if you're going to feel defeated like that and you're giving up, then you have lost the fight for all of us. Because if you are silent on something, you're co-signing on everything that is being said about your culture. And I think we can say that, white people or any other race is trying to appreciate black people, but understand the struggle that came with any of whatever it is. So we can look at the Kardashians, Kim K with her big booty. We can look at Kendall, or is it Kylie, either one of them with the big lips or whatever it is. And so Kylie with the big lips. But do you guys understand what that is for us? Do you understand how it could be insensitive in some ways? We can appreciate anybody that comes and say, I really love your culture, I'd like to know more. And they can be in your setting and they can go away and they can teach and they can become part of your culture and really love it authentically. But if it is from a point of arrogance or just for a fashion statement, no, that's not cool.
I feel we appropriate from each other all the time.
And as South Africa, we do a lot.
We appropriate
Yeah.
from each other all the time.
But do you understand why we're so sensitive about it? It's because of our history and where we come from as a black nation or as a black person. What was it like growing up black for our parents, let's say, our parents in their teens? Very tough. We know the history. We know how we were previously disadvantaged. So for somebody to just take it so lightly, it's an issue. You know what I mean? It's not the same as me putting on a wig and a white person thinks, oh, she's trying to be white. It's so different because of our history. And that's why I think we're struggling to accept ourselves, some black people or maybe most people, because we were told you are so wrong. There's something very wrong with you.
Yeah.
So it's going to take us time. I think the next generation will start owning their blackness. I think it's coming, but it's taking time because we were told for such a long time that there is something wrong with a black person. You shouldn't exist. You must not eat with us. Don't use the same toilet. Go to that bus. You think you're a germ. There is something wrong with you. So I think it's going to take quite a while for us to just own who we are.
And I think the problem with appropriation, Pups, is that, it lets people show love towards the culture, but they still remain prejudiced when it comes down to the point. So,
So we love the culture, but we don't love you.
yes. And then
We
we move.
accept the culture, but we don't accept you.
Yeah. And then it becomes cool for white people to do it, but it's too ethnic when a black person is black. So if I am, I'm going to be my loud self, walking into a room,
Yeah.
that's too black. No,
Yeah.
hang
You
on,
can't
girl.
be loud. Yeah.
But you're
That's
loud.
too much.
Why do you want to be loud?
No, but hang on. And now a white girl comes in and she is singing like the new trendiest song and she's being loud about, oh, that's so
Little white
cute.
girl trying to be black.
Oh, that's so cute. She's got us down to the T, girl. But it's too ethnic for us when we do it. And when, other cultures do it, no. But what we're saying, I also get what you were trying to say about, how we appropriate from everybody. And with South Africa, we've got so many cultures and traditions within here. So we do borrow and we do steal. And I don't think what we are saying is that you can't do that. But you've got to be sensitive to how you are doing it.
Yeah.
There's, for an example, with Indian people, the little dot that they have on the forehead, that's called a bindi, right? And in their culture, it's believed that it is a third eye. It's a spiritual thing, right? So here you come, and for Heritage Day, you're putting bindis all over your face, not understanding where that comes from. But to them, it's sacred. It's something spiritual. There's meaning behind it. And if you do not know, and if you asked about why are you wearing your hair in dreads, and you don't know okay, now I have a problem. I don't have a problem that you like the style or that you appreciate it, but understand the meaning or the struggle that came along with us wearing box braids or with us, being able to have our full lips or whatever the case might be, but understand the meaning. And for some cultures, it's spirituality that comes into fore as well.
Blackfishing. Cultural appreciation or appropriation? I want to throw this one in. Is it black women being overly sensitive? I know I'm gonna get bashed for that one.
Oh,
But
We are.
are you guys being overly sensitive
Okay.
over literally nothing? Because as I just said, I mean, we're constantly just appropriating from everybody, you know, culturally and whatever it may be. I mean, what we wear, what we do, how we speak, what we eat, and where we go, and all those kind
Yeah.
of things. It's from other cultures and everything else. So,
Uh-huh.
are black women being overly sensitive?
I think we've said it. It's because of what we've been through as a black person and what we are currently going through as black women in the country. For you to put it on for 1 minute or a day and then tomorrow just take it off. You know, it is insensitive. It is like you've been saying, try and understand why, the reasons. Why do Indians have the black dot? You know, then you know, oh, it's a spiritual thing. And maybe you might even change your mind. Because you were going to wear the outfit.
Yeah.
But if you find out the history or the reason why they do it, you'll be like, yo,
True.
let me try something else. You know, so I feel like it's not even that they're taking time to understand why we are the way we are. And we are still struggling with who we are. So I think I'm still going to be touchy.
Yeah.
If you're gonna call me dramatic, overreacting,
Yeah.
overly sensitive, for me it still is a touchy issue. It's going to be for a very long time.
For black women in South Africa and probably, you know, abroad as well, black is not just a color. It's not just that. And so, yes, we're asking the question, you know, are black women just downright insecure and overly sensitive about any and everything? Possibly we could be, but within reason. So I kind of did some research and, you know, asked a couple of questions to some ladies. And one of the resounding things that came through was, you know, to black women today is to be in a constant fight to love yourself.
Imagine.
That's how we feel like on a
so
daily.
profound and so true.
So we're in a constant fight to love ourselves, right? And then furthermore, we look at research and it shows that talking about race with white people makes us feel very uncomfortable. Like it's like we can talk about race with each other, but the minute I have to try to explain my pain to you and you don't get it or you don't have an open mind to what I went through or my people went through, we're gonna have a problem because clearly you came in here with a preconceived notion on what I need my experience to be and how I need to model it to fit into your mold. And that is the problem. And then also we try to stay away from the conversation about race because it is so touching to us because honestly it's more than what the skin is showing. It's more than what the skin is showing because when I look in the mirror and I have to have a real pep talk with myself before I walk out of the door to tell myself that, you know, your curves, girl, you got this.
Yeah.
You like your nose is perfect. Like for me to have to do that, knowing that there's a white girl that's probably not even thinking about that because I now need to psych myself up before the world sees me because I know that I'm going to be a mirror to what everybody else is seeing and saying about me, and that becomes my truth. Believe it or not, you know, as women, we listen to other women and we listen to media and we listen to our, like I said, I feel like there's a lot of black men that don't stand up for us black women and that does not have our back when we need them to have
Here
our
we
back.
go.
No, I'm just saying, and I feel like there's a lot of sisters that feel the same way on issues that matters to us. You guys are silent, but once you have an issue, we are there. We are marching with you. But when it's our issues, why am I not seeing a lot of black men talking about this and standing up for us, you know, regarding how we feel about our own blackness? We're trying to help you get through your struggles. We're trying to help you, you know, combat, you know, suicide as a black man in South Africa and all of that. But do you guys see how much weight we are carrying for you and for ourselves? And yet you don't see that. And I think that is the problem when it comes to the fact that I have to be so much stronger than it is expected of any woman, you know, regardless of my skin and regardless of my ideas and my dreams. And that the problem then kind of makes it bigger than who we are, you know, when I don't have somebody that says, I got you or we got you.
And more often
got
than
you.
not, they'll say,
No,
aren't you over it? White people
Yeah.
always think we should get over the race thing. They think we must just get over it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's going to take a long time to get over it.
Blackfishing, clearly this is a conversation that still needs to continue. You know, we still need to get an understanding really of the struggles that you as a woman go through, you know, on a daily, the fights that you do have to fight on a daily basis. You understand? However, I still do feel that it's a form of appreciation. You know, appreciating your cultures and everything else. I mean, hey, to see a white woman wearing a toque, oh hey, you're looking so pretty. You know, what I mean? She's appreciating something that was, uh, you know, reserved for black women. That's how I see it from my side. But I guess we've got to have more of these conversations for me to get to understand what it is, because I look at what you do as a makeup artist, and I'm thinking, Mara, you know, and I'm gonna use contouring. That's my new term. That's the buzzword, contouring. But I mean, you know, the whole thing of contouring and whatever it may be, thinner nose, you know, raising your cheekbones and whatever it is and all
Yeah.
that structure. Hello, are you not trying to look like somebody or something that you are not? As I say, it's conversations that still needs to continue. You know, we still need to have more of these kind of conversations to gain a true understanding of where it is that we're going. But from your side, Masejo, as a makeup artist, what do you then say to women who come to you and say, I want that look, but you know and you can see, Nana, this is not for you.
You give advice, obviously.
Yeah.
You know, like I also ran a hair salon, and when Rihanna cut her hair, you know, and did the razor cut, and
Yeah, it
in
was
a
called
lot
the
of,
Rihanna.
in a lot of townships, it was
Yeah.
called the Rihanna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A person would walk in the salon, give out the Rihanna. You know,
Yeah.
they would want that hairstyle, and their head was not made for the Rihanna
Sure.
hairstyle. Like my head isn't. I accepted that. You know, nobody had to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
But if somebody walks in and says, "Listen, Masaho, I want to look like this," I tell them that for your features, I can give you that. I will enhance you up until this point.
Sure.
And you probably will not look like that, or that might not work for you. And the women take it well.
Yeah.
Your approach matters.
Ah,
You don't
yeah.
say hoo ha at the hips. You know? No.
It's your approach, yeah.
Yeah, you approach it a certain way. You say rather, because you've got such beautiful eyes, I'd rather try this.
Yes.
Because
Mm.
throw in a compliment first. You know, and also black women don't take compliments well. That's what I've seen a lot. You know, I'd say, wow, you've got a beautiful nose.
Again.
Why don't we? I get
Hey.
you've been complimenting.
Yo!
It's not happening.
Bruh.
You know, but if
Nana
you throw it
Rashela.
in, it softens
Joking.
her up, and then she trusts your opinion.
Okay.
So I would say, because you've got beautiful blue eyes or beautiful brown eyes, depending on who I'm working on, let's rather try this. I think this look worked for this woman because she's got black eyes,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know. And they take the advice well, and you know, they start practicing loving their own features and enhancing their own features,
Features.
as opposed to trying to look like somebody else.
There's
Yeah.
one thing that you did say, and you've been repeatedly saying it, enhancing of features.
Yes.
You know, that is
Your
what you
own.
do. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
look at your features and let's enhance them. Let's make that and get you to a point where you are more accepting of self, and this is where you are thriving. You know, this is where you're doing good in terms of. I will teach you how to enhance this and that and everything else.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm quite excited. 8 years of Chic Beauty.
Yeah, we turned 8 yesterday.
Hello,
Where's my cake? you, where's my cake?
No, no,
8 years. You know, 8 years of Chic Beauty. Man.
Yeah, it's been a ride.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at that, man.
Quite a ride.
Look at
you
that.
Know, this.
Yeah.
You know,
Sure.
up, down, up, down.
I remember
up,
when you
down.
opened your first shop.
Remember?
Oh, man. It is.
Remember? It was like such
This-
a long time ago. And
Yeah.
It brought so many lessons. Listen, like when you've got a failed business somewhere, like under your cap or whatever, however the saying goes, it really helps you for the future. You know, if you fail, then you get up. Little problems become, even big problems seem so small. Like my skin is as thick as this wall. Nothing. You know, I hear problems every day. I'm like, I bump into this one. I'm like, oh, okay, this is how we fix
Sure.
it. And then what's next? And then yeah. You just keep moving.
Yeah.
You know, because the tough times have really just built me into this tough bull, and I have to just keep going. The trick is to keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going, and you reach a place where the business now runs itself because you've been running. You've literally actually, figuratively, and literally even running the
Yeah.
business, right? And you get to a point where God is like, my child, I see you want to do this. You know, I've got you. You know, that's how I'm appreciating now the space that I'm in, and I'm owning it. And I make certain demands because I've worked hard, you know. And people will sometimes take it as arrogant, but it's not, you know, or refusing to do something for free. I did that a lot to get my name out, you know. And what people come to you, they're like, no, do it for exposure or do it for this. Exposure doesn't put petrol in the car, you know.
Doesn't put food on the table.
It doesn't. You know, you get to a point where you're like, no, at this point you have to pay me. Because I paid all my dues. I feel like I've paid them for like 4 years. First 4 years of my business, I was putting money into it. It wasn't giving me money.
Oh,
You know, so if somebody's trying to take money out of my mouth, I'm like, dude, do you know how I suffered?
Do you know what that is right there? Sorry, and now we're gonna start talking business, y'all. But that right
But,
there is
yeah.
the first 4 years of your business, and you putting money into it just speaks of how much you believed in it. And also, you cannot go to an investor and say, "Oh, I've got a business plan. Here you go." So how much have you put in? Like only like 1,000 rand?
That's
No, you put
the
4
first
years
question.
of
Yeah.
you know financial capital into that, and that speaks of something greater. And also just getting to a place where you can now say that the business runs itself means that you have hit a place of great success. And sometimes we only see the summit of the iceberg, but we never see what's beneath. We never see the hustle and the struggle to that top, and I like that. So
Yeah,
that's power to you, mommy.
Well, we want to congratulate you, you know what I mean, in terms of
With
what it
how
is that you are
today.
doing. Man. Oh,
You
Joe.
know,
Mamela. Mamela.
we need to understand
You know what I
them. The petrol to the bakery.
You know,
It's a lot. It's a
yeah.
lot.
But I think with that, I know 2019 you got plans in terms of Chic Beauty, how you're going to be celebrating the 8 years and everything else. By the way, Joe, I need you to teach me how to contour, please.
We heard you the first time.
I'm repeating
how
it.
many
I
times
gotta you
have
shut
you
it down.
said it?
I gotta you shut it down.
No, but how many times have you been saying it throughout?
It's my buzzword. Anyway,
Contour.
blackfacing. The question still does remain, and it still is there. Is it cultural appreciation or appropriation? I feel it is appreciation. Although
Even though you heard our cries,
very
like,
compelling.
we've been talking,
Very
eh?
very compelling arguments have been put forth, in terms of blackfishing. I hear you. I hear you guys. Trust me, I hear you guys and I understand you guys. However, we put it out. The conversation is going to continue on our social media pages, man. At Real Care Radio, Twitter, Instagram, as well as Facebook. And yeah, man, leave your comments and everything else and likes on YouTube right here. Yeah, somewhere there. Leave it there. This is what it is. Subscribe as well to the whole thing. Follow this young lady, please, on social media. Follow this young lady. And if you follow her now, you might just be in line for a special for next year, for the celebration.
Yes, follow me, please, guys, at Masejo_SA.
Yeah.
And I'm very funny.
She's very funny and inspirational as well, man. This girl. Do follow her. We're still trying to get her on social media, but it's okay. It is okay.
I feel like we need your opinions there. Are you not there?
Like,
We
it's
need you.
me,
You
Joe.
co-signing. Come.
Oh wow! Did you just sound co-signing?
If you are silent, come, please.
She learned something. She learned something.
Thank you. Taught me. Now I'm throwing it back. Join us.
This is wrong,
We
y'all.
need your voice.
Light cameras off. Like
Guys, all that knowledge.
Okay. 2019. I've been saying it.
I'm gonna check.
2016, she said 2017, 2017. In any case, while I go learn how to contour, have yourself a great one. Oh, man.
Really, you're not?
I promise. Nowhere.
No. We need your voice. Papsi, do your thing. Convince her. It's your job.